Sure.
We will jump right into questions here in just 1 second. We're joined by North Carolina's Hubert Davis. The Tar Heels play at Notre Dame Wednesday and Saturday against Virginia. So our first question is from Kip Coons. Go ahead, Kip.
Yes. Hi, Hubert. I wonder if you have an update for us on Dawson Garcia and Justin McCoy, their availability for Wednesday night.
I do not have any information on Dawson and Justin's availability for Wednesday night against Notre Dame. I know that they will not practice today, but in terms of moving forward and their ability to practice tomorrow or play on Wednesday, I haven't spoken with our strength and conditioning and our trainer yet, but I did get a text and I know that Justin and Dawson will not be practicing today, but I don't know their availability for Wednesday night against Notre Dame at this time.
And next is CL Brown. Go ahead, CL.
Yeah, hey Hubert. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Notre Dame. Seems like they've kind of had an inconsistent start, but they may be getting their traction now, especially with the tight win over Pittsburgh last time out.
Yeah, Notre Dame, they're an experienced basketball team. They've got one freshman in Blake Wesley who's fantastic on both ends of the floor, but everybody else is junior or senior, so they're experienced. They understand how to play, they understand their system, and so and they can really shoot the basketball. It's CL is going to put a lot of pressure on us defensively. Two things: being able to guard the ball, their ability to be able to get to the basket, I think is really good, especially with Prentice and Blake, but also the dribble drive, getting into the paint and being able to dish it to their 3-point shooters. And so, with the exception, of Paul Atkinson, everybody else can really stroke it from three. And so it puts you in, from a defensive standpoint, in stretch positions to be able to guard, but it's something that we've done throughout the year and done a good job contesting threes as well. And so it'll be a good challenge for us on the defensive end. And then, offensively, they don't really have, the depth and the size that we have. And so we have to use that versatility and use that advantage for us on the offensive end.
Okay, and our next question will go to Michael Coe. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Coach. So I think Notre Dame is an interesting opponent coming up because they lost to Boston College, who you just beat, but Notre Dame also beat Kentucky, who beat you guys. Do you think sort of the ACC and really the college basketball at large this year is really just anybody can beat anybody?
Well, I do. I do think anybody can beat anybody, and I also think this is the time where teams start to kind of figure out who they are on both ends of the floor in terms of their rotation. At the beginning of the year, especially, you've got not only freshmen, but you've got a lot of transfers, and so there's a lot of personalities, systems, and that you're just trying to figure out. And usually around conference time, around January, that's when your rotation is pretty much set. Guys settle in or accept their roles and the rotations that they've been put in. And then that's when you see yourself as a team continue to get better and better. And so I think that's what you're seeing with Notre Dame. And I think that's what you're seeing with us is that, the beginning of the year, there was a lot of new parts, moving parts. I mean, we had 3 transfers and 2 freshmen and a new head coach. And so it takes time to get to know each other and find the rhythm that you want out there on the floor. And usually at the beginning of the ACC season, that's when teams start to really hit their stride on both ends of the floor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and our next question goes to Deanna King. Go ahead, Deanna.
Hey, Coach, after watching the game film from BC, what were you most pleased with about your team's defensive performance?
I really liked the way that we guarded the basketball and that we defended the paint. One of the things that we've talked about a lot in terms of just redefining our in-game principles from a defensive standpoint, whether it's in a half court or transition, is, you know, we don't want to give up any layups or dunks. We don't want to give up any uncontested threes. We don't want to foul and put them at the free throw line, and we don't want to give them any second chance opportunities. And so I think, especially in the first half, we did almost all 4 of them, with the exception of offensive rebounding. You know, Boston College had 9 offensive rebounds against us. And so that's an area that we have to continue to improve on, making contact and limiting teams to 1 shot every possession. But I thought we did that really well from a defensive standpoint. And I think our team is starting to understand and to accept and to realize that our success on the offensive end is tied to how well we play on the defensive end. And when we play well defensively, it allows us to get out in transition. Our pace, whether it's in the half court, is much better. We're sharing the basketball. And when we play good defense, we this year we've played great offense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our next question is from Adam Zagoria. Adam, go ahead.
Hi, Hubert. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good.
I'm just going to try to sneak in a couple New York, New Jersey type questions here.
Okay.
You got RJ on your roster. You know, what kind of player do you get when you get somebody from up here in New York and New Jersey? Do they bring a certain type of toughness, and are you trying to recruit this area a little more? And also, I know you said you wanted to play a game at the Garden going forward. Is there anything new as far as your potential games at the Garden down the road?
I do. I love that area. I want to recruit that area. I love having players and coaching players from that area. You know, my experience here at North Carolina, I mean, we had, you know, King Rice, who was from Binghamton. We had, you know, Brian Reese from the Bronx, and you had Derek Phelps. I mean, we just always, and then Pat Sullivan, who's on staff from Bogota. And so, you know, we've always had guys from the New Jersey and New York area, and not only can they play and they're great people and great teammates, they're tough. And those are the type of players that I want. And so having a guy like RJ that you know, played for the Gauchos and is, you know, played up in New York, brings a sense of toughness that I love to coach, and I feel like it's needed here at Carolina. And I just love the New York area. You know, the 4 years that I played there for the New York Knicks, I loved playing in the Garden. You know, other than here in the Smith Center, my favorite place to play was Madison Square Garden. And I want our guys to be able to have that experience. You know, when I was here at Carolina, every year we played in New York, whether it was in the Garden or in the Meadowlands. And I want to give our guys the experience of playing in Madison Square Garden. It's an experience that's unique, and I want them to be able to. I want them to be able to have that.
But nothing specific in terms of games coming up in the next
Not
year.
right now, but I have been clear and definitive that I want to play there. There has been, you know, my communication. I'm never vague. I'm straightforward and direct, and I don't speak in interpretations. And I've made it extremely clear that North Carolina is coming up to play in New York. And so I don't have any specifics of whom we're playing, the date that we're playing, but we're going to be up there.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, our next question is from David Teal. Go ahead, David.
Hubert, just real quickly, the last 2 seasons, Carolina ranked below 200th nationally in three-point accuracy. This year, you're top 10. Do you anticipate that kind of improvement? And to what do you attribute it?
Well, I mean, we have some really good shooters, Kerwin Walton is, you know, he was the only guy coming back from last year's team that shot over 40% from 3-point range, but RJ Davis and Caleb Love are much improved shooters from last year to this year. There's a big difference between freshman guards and sophomore guards. And then, you know, you get big guys, even though, Garrison Brooks and Walker Kessler and Day'Ron Sharp, unbelievable players. But their strength was scoring around the basket. And now you get, Brady Manick and you get Dawson Garcia. And now you've got guys that can finish around the basket, but they can really stroke it from the outside as well. And so I think just adding some different pieces and more versatility, mainly amongst our bigs, to be able to shoot the ball from the outside has really helped us out a lot. But, one of the things that is taken away from us ability to shoot the basketball is us, to attack the offensive glass like we want to. And that's always being an emphasis on us, and it always will be. And so we've got to do a better job getting second chance opportunities, even though that we have guys that can really shoot the ball from the outside.
Very good. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, and Coach, with that, we're all out of time. So thanks for joining us, and Happy New Year.
All right. Happy New Year. Talk to you guys later. Okay.